Hello, Scorpio. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Paulina Tarot by Paulina Cassidy at the top here. There's a website, usgamesinc.com. It is a 2008 deck, at least that's what it says on my box. But there's that other deck. Somebody recently told me that other deck is in reprint now. Random thought. But there we go, just in case. Supportive Oracle cards, spellcasting Oracle cards, Flavia, Barbara, and Lisbeth are the creators. There's their full names. There's a website here, shewhoisart.com, if you want to look them up and find their stuff. This is a newer deck, at least this is a new deck to me anyway. So, and it was on sale when I got it a few weeks ago. Not that it still would be, but just in case it matters. Okay, a bunch of Oracle cards popped out. Well, 5, but still. Oh, their energy seems to be... Alright, just for a heads up, this could be flipped, so take that with a grain of salt, because the other side seems to be pulling in the energy first. There's a lot of thoughts going on with somebody. Somebody has big ideas, but they're also giving up on these ideas. Yeah, I think this is them, because that doesn't seem like Scorpio, to like really want something, really think about it a lot, and then just go... and move on. I don't seem to think that's Scorpio. I mean, you know, life does what life does, I know. But something's going on here. Somebody's putting a lot of thought, and there's something they really want. They might abandon it, though. I don't think they should. I don't think they should. The wheel is turning, and I feel like you might be actually the wheel here. You also have the Hierophant on your side, which is your opposite. The Hierophant sometimes talks about Taurus. Taurus is the opposite of Scorpio, on the wheel anyway. What I'm getting from this is like, maybe you won't let this person walk away. They're trying to walk away from something, but maybe you won't let them. Because I'm getting this 8 of Cups, which is kind of like having something really good, but then leaving it to go maybe for hoping for something better. Having something really good, but leaving it because I'm hoping for something better. And it might be like, well, no, I'm not going to let you do that. You have responsibilities. You need to sit here and deal with your responsibilities. I'm not letting you just skip out because you were, what, bored? Or you think there's something better over there? Are you having the grass is greener syndrome over there? Well, no, we're not doing that. Well, no. Oh, no. This person needs to stick with their responsibilities. There is a friendship card coming in. I'm not saying this person is definitely like the friend thing. This could be a partner. This could be a work associate. This could be a family member. Please don't pull down that. Thank you. The cat is full of it today. Oh, my lordess. Don't let this like stew in your brain too long either, because I feel like, especially with Scorpio, you're seeing the signals, you're feeling it. Even if you literally cannot see this person and have not talked to them, they're pinging in your brain like something's up, something's not right, I need to see that person, I need to talk to that person, something's bing bing bing. Don't let it germinate in your brain too long, because somebody's trying to kind of like move on for something and go towards something else, and this is not how that should go. They should not be abandoning whatever this is, because I'm getting the 5 of Cups. It's kind of like you can understand where, okay, it was good, it was really good before, it's not as good now. But I feel like your energy is also looking at this like, well, yeah, well, if you don't clean it up, it's kind of like looking at a kitchen that got used and it's kind of got some beat up, broken pieces. You're like, well, yeah, it looks a little rough now, but you put a little elbow grease in, fix a couple things, you know, repaint a couple cabinets. It can be just as good, if not better than it was. Like, let's work with what we have. And you're getting the guidance here to kind of like push that forward. Yeah, it's not as good as it used to be, but it can be again. And it's like, we shouldn't be throwing the baby out with the bathwater, as somebody recently put, which makes sense to me. I used to hear that a lot more when I was younger. It's time to pull it in. It's time to like keep these on. You got friendship card here. This is where they're seeing that friendship card with the 9 of Cups. Kind of like there's a lot of joy to still be had here. but it works out better if they stick with what they have. If they try to go into something new, I just feel like it's not as good. It's almost like gambling $10 and ending up with 4. Kind of like if they go, they're gambling $10 and ending up with 4. If they stay, they're going to keep their $10 and probably increase the value to 12, 13 bucks. I know that's simple and maybe not that, life-changing of money. I mean, you could change it to thousands. Starting out with 10,000, ending up with 4. Or sticking with what they have, keeping that 10 and maybe making it 12 or 13. Maybe that's a better way to put that. Because that's how it feels. They need to stick with this. You got the Chariot 2, which these cards are complementary. These cards work well together. Kind of like a devotion, loyalty. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't be walking away from it just because it's not as good as it used to be. Stick with it. Bring it back up to level. I feel like that's your energy, telling this person, like, no, you're not going. You're going to fix it and bring it back up to where it's supposed to be. You're not just walking away because it's not exactly what you want anymore. If you don't like what it is, stick with it and make it what you want. Don't just abandon it. You'll be at peace if you get them to do this. It seems very pushy, but I don't know. They're saying whatever this situation is, they need to stick with it. And true peace will happen if they stick with it and put it back to where it's supposed to go. If they don't, I'm getting a lot of different signs here, I'm noticing. But I don't know. If they don't, I'm getting the Emperor with the Wheel of Fortune. These two cards together, they can go, I don't know. I feel a lot of switching gears, switching gears, switching gears. And if you don't stick around long enough to really see something become something, if you just keep jumping to next, like, this is good, but I want better, this is good, but I want better, this is good, but I want better, this is good, but I want better. If somebody gets caught in that pattern a little too heavily, it just becomes a very negative cycle. It becomes very difficult. And they might become used to it and just never really get where they want to go. This is something where I feel like this person, the Emperor, is a very dominant energy, but sometimes it can be short-sighted, just to be fair. Even though it's the Emperor can be short-sighted sometimes and keep going, well, that's better, and my roots aren't too deep right here, so I'll go over there. Well, that's better. My roots aren't too deep here, so I'll go over there. Sometimes I feel like that happens with the Emperor. It can be very short-sighted. That's one of the drawbacks of the Emperor once in a while that I've found. So I feel like you need to help them kind of like, let those roots grow a little deeper. Really dig in and, try to make something worth it. Just don't keep jumping to the next best thing. Naivety. Just jumping too forward quick. If they work this out with you too, I feel like the long run, it really does make things easier for them. It says lighten the load, and it has lighten the load, lighten your load. And the High Priestess is telling me they have to stick somewhere for a while. Ironically, if they stick somewhere for a while and let their roots kind of sink in and grab, or stay where they're, if they stay where they are and fix what they currently have, I do feel like life will be so much easier for them. If they start jumping from one thing to the next, it's just like the stress level is up and it just stays up. It doesn't come down. They don't relax. So it's not really in their best interest. I don't know if they're going to see it that way, but because I feel like they need to kind of let go of it's the double, like these cards come in two different ways. I know they want to go, but they're saying if they just leave that other, whatever's kind of like, enticing them in, like, that cupcake on the counter, oh, come on, come on. Like, if they just say no to that and they go eat something that is just as satisfying but more healthy for them, something like that. I don't know why we just jumped into food. Well, that's me. I do that all the time. But instead of going for that shiny thing, sticking what they already have and making what they have the shiny thing, they will do so much better. Walking away from the temptation. If they walk away from the temptation, I feel like that's partly this too. Sometimes walking away from temptation is the Eight of Cups, at least the way I've read it a couple times. So there's that. If they stick with it, it'll go so much better. It will be. I'm getting you'll be a lot happier with them too. You got passion with the Page of Cups, which is kind of like a very playful energy. When there's passion with the Page of Cups, it's kind of like, I don't feel like this is a situation where you're falling all over yourself with joy. But it's kind of like when you see them stick with it, I feel like you're very happy and very motivated to keep them motivated to stay with it. Very motivated to keep them motivated? Sure, why not? Because I feel like you're going to help them. I feel like you keep kind of feeding the fire. Kind of like, see, it was worth it. Stick with it. You could do this too. Stick with it. I feel like you keep bringing them like information possibly, or you keep bringing them something to keep them like, oh, see what else is there? See, you stuck with it. Look what this happened. Oh, you see? Look what else is here. Keep going. Look, keep looking. It's kind of like I know it's that time of year. It's like an Easter egg hunt. Like they keep finding more fun stuff, and I feel like you keep pointing it out. Like, look over there. Look over here. It reminds me of that when you have a little kid and they're looking for eggs outside, and you're like, look over there. Look over there on the sill. Look over there under the over next to the bricks. Look over here next to the like. Look over here. Look over there. And they get all excited when they're like, "Oh, I see something. I see a color." You know what I mean? It kind of feels like that. It really does. And I mean, not for nothing. If we're going to use that same analogy, when you have a kid looking for stuff like that, and you point something out and they get excited, it makes you excited to see that they're excited. So it might go back and forth like that. You'll have fun with it. This is worth it. I think that's the bottom line. It seems like it's going down left, right. It seems a little confusing to me. I think the reason that is because the wheel is here on their side, and they might keep getting distracted and going left and right, but then you kind of like, well, before you're distracted with that, look over here. And you're keeping them distracted in the same category. Like, we're going to stay... I don't like the term stay in your lane, but there you go. You're keeping them in their lane, in their spot. Like, they're getting distracted to go way over there out in the field, and you're like, before you go there, look over here. Look over here where you're supposed to stay. Look at what you could find over here. Look over there. Because I feel like you keep doing that. You keep, keeping the excitement and the joy going for them. You keep them kind of entertained, and I feel like it keeps going, and it keeps going, and it's good. All right. I think that's as much as I'm going to get out of this, so I'm going to let it be. Thank you for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you. Oh, the donation information is also below if you're interested. Thank you, and have a good day.